In this lesson, we're going to investigate how can I solve an equation by using inverse operations. So in this one, you might have an equation like x minus 14 equals 7. And in that case, you're going to want to use an inverse operation to basically isolate the variable and make this say x equals something. So that's kind of our goal as to where to get. So in order to get there, we want to work down, and we basically want to do an inverse operation. So we are doing minus 14, so you have to do plus 14, because if I subtract 14 and then add 14, I end up with 0, meaning that I have x minus 0, which ends up being x, and this is all going to be equal over here to what happens to the right side of the equation. On the right side, we have to do the same thing. So if I have 7, I say plus 14. Well, 7 plus 14 is 21, so x is going to equal 21. How do you know if you're right? Well, let's give it a try and substitute back in. So we can check by saying 21, because we're saying x, minus 14 equals 7. Well, what's 21 minus 14? That's 7, and that equals 7. So these are the same thing, meaning this is the correct solution. Now we have a different situation where we want to determine if the solution is true and then explain our reasoning. So, is s equals 7 a solution to the equation 19 equals 23 minus s? To do this, we simply take 19 equals 23 and we substitute in 7. All right, 23 minus 7. I can work that out over here. I get 16. 19 equals 16. That is not true. 19 does not equal 16, meaning that no. S equals 7 is not a solution to the equation. And this is why. Because when we substituted in, we did not get 19. So in this lesson, I really wanted to come away with how to be able to solve an equation by using inverse operations. Just real quickly, you need to identify your operation, and then you need to do the inverse. So if you're subtracting, you add. If you are adding, you're going to subtract. If you are multiplying, you're going to divide. If you are dividing, you're going to multiply. So you look at your operation, and then you have your inverse operation. Add, subtract, multiply, divide, divide, multiply. You just do the opposite, and you do it to both sides of your equation, and you'll ideally then isolate your variable and tell what it is equal to.